Good evening, my name is Dragonfly, and welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, ow, excuse me, dead boots, right on the toes. Sorry, I was walking around. Anyway, so welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of online. I'm gonna finish that contract, which was ADS, which means aiming down sights. If you didn't know. Aiming down sights and making sure I can get those kills easily. And I only need like one more. The last time I checked, I want to make sure of that. And now there's nothing here. Did I just not get to online? Okay, no, it was loading still. Yeah, so it's still one more. I get an epic combat shotgun. Doing another 350 kills will get me that. And then I have that to go as well. So if I finish just one of these in the next, let's say, couple days, that should be the easiest one to do, the weekly orders. And it says complete and redeem 3 weekly orders to receive a rare, and then I need to find another thing. I think, complete 60 daily orders. So that if I complete this one, it's done and over, I get another supply drop. And these ones give me rare supply drops, and I need one more of those. Probably the best one I could do is the score streaks. And the special orders, the next one I need. So, I was playing this earlier. I know some of my friends are currently on their game. I'm not gonna bother them like a lot of people would in my world. Believe me. Honestly, I don't know what I should do, because I really don't use a whole lot to this stuff, so I might get rid of the shorty for now. And my dad actually does have the MG81, and I didn't know that until like recently, which was the last time that I was playing with him. And actually, guys, I wanted to get this, the M38. You guys may be wondering, why do you want that? Well, because I had that in zombies, and this thing's pretty beast. I mean, aiming down sights is a little bit funky because the thing is slightly to the right, but I mean, it's still really good sounding. Now, I wanted to get this as well because I have the wheel kill variant for that, and that's a level 48 weapon. I don't know what level I am. I need to figure that out. I'm a level 43, and that's 48, I believe, like I said, right? Did I say 48? I'm pretty sure I said it was 48. Let me make sure of that. 48, yeah. And people are already inviting me to Fortnite. This is exactly why I don't like playing Fortnite. It's because as soon as I'm not even in a game, I'm instantly invited by 56 people. Now, if you guys actually didn't know this, the little tab on the side of that thing is actually for the shells, but you do have to put that up before you can actually use it. I mean, like this variant right here doesn't really need that, I guess, and nor does the candy variants. I guess nor the rosy, because the rosy looks pretty beast. Actually, it looks really cool. Kind of looks like a nail gun almost, with like an air compressor or something. I don't know. Now, I don't have very many variants in LMGs. But I did see one, I think, last time that I was online. I mean, that one ended and I didn't get to finish it because I decided not to use it. But there were other things that I could have used, and there's still things I could use. Type 38, I've never seen this thing, but it is a bolt action is what I see. Oh, it's a Japanese sniper. It's fast firing action rifle, offers one shot in mid-chest above. So you really have to be like accurate with that thing. So if I do get the thing for it, I can try and get one of these. Now if I just get one of these, I get it forever. So literally any of these I could try and get and would keep it as soon as I get it. I mean, they probably will eventually make it so you could just get it in this market thing, the quartermaster. I'll see if it's actually in there.
A bit hectic around here. About time you lot stopped fooling around.
I could get that, because that one's going to be pretty fast. I'll buy it really quick.
Now or never, and you look ready for now.
So that one's going to be easy. I got 50 minutes to complete it. This shouldn't be too hard. Get 60 kills in domination, win 25 matches. Win 35 matches. That one I could do, because I'm really going to be playing this for a while.
I managed to do that with just my knife last week. Think you can do better?
No. I like how he said his knife.
Fire a rifle-mounted grenade. Aim it in the general area of the enemy, fire, and just walk away and assume it did the job.
I like that. That's a guy I'd like to see. He's like, if you want to learn how to properly use the grenade-mounted rifle, just shoot it in the general direction of where you want to hit, and walk away and hope it did the job. I like that. Honestly, I would actually like that. So I'm actually going to quickly change my thing, but I have 2 new orders. That one should be the easiest to do in the next 50 minutes. I'm pretty sure I can finish that in 50 minutes or less. If I could do it in less, because that would be pretty freaking sweet. And I usually get 12 kills depending per game. It depends, but if I could just get that one with the shotgun, then I don't have to use it for a while. But I'm still going to use it, because shotguns have their advantage. Yet everybody hates a person that uses a shotgun. I tell you that for a fact. I'm going to put, if you guys want to actually be in this clan, let me know in the comments, or just put it on your gamer tag, and send me a pic, I guess, because I'm always open for that. I got the 1324 stuff right now. Nowadays, no one really plays World War II. I'm just kidding. A lot of people still play World War II. It's freaking incredible how many people still play this. But like I said, I just want to be able to play some couple things. Who voted for Gustav Cannon? And then some people for that one. I don't understand why a lot of people think they're better at some maps. Like, I can see there's a sniper right there, I'm sure. Yeah, an epic MG81. So this guy looks like he would usually be a sniper. Yeah, because he's the mountaineer. So he's got the shingles and the shotgun that I have. So he's got standard stuff. Feel bad for him. This guy, he has a Volkmanschmecker. I don't know how that is. Alright, what does this guy have? He's a sniper for sure. No. Oh, he might have left. And then there's me. It says that I have the shorty. That's not what I'm using. It's gonna say that I'm using it. And someone has a shovel. Here's the thing. I have a pickaxe. Yes. Oh, sorry guys. Anyway, guys. Ooh, it's the USS Texas. This is a good map for camping, but I don't like camping. But I'm sure I know some spots where snipers usually like to camp. Usually it's in the back side of the map, so that way if you come anywhere in their peripheral view, usually the sides, they manage to snipe you from there. If you don't go that way, you have the advantage of surprise and just a crazy amount of stuff. Now, I'm with the Oops guys. Oops. I'm not going to use... I probably will use incendiaries for this, because they do more damage. So if I do miss the first time, I just have to aim down the sights. Exactly. You always have to take your shots carefully. Now, I am a German for the start of the game. And I don't have anything against Germans, just know that. I actually do like Germany. To complete the contract, and I got first blood, which is pretty impressive considering I got like shot 10 times in the chest. What was he using? I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure that would have been a Tommy, but I couldn't actually tell. That was actually a perfect jump. This guy took some shots. Yeah, battle axe has been completed. So I guess I can claim that right now. Oh wait, no, I can't. I have to return to headquarters before I can do that. Usually people with gold guns or, you know, just really good guns like in Fortnite, they get targeted a lot faster. Now that's why I usually, if I'm using a gold gun, I try and keep it a low profile, but at this point, there's nobody who would hide a gold gun. Guy using the Car 98, which means he's prestiged his sniper, his mountain guy, because normally mountains are the only ones allowed to prestige those. So I'm pretty sure someone's coming around. If they're trying to camp us out. Now if we're smart, we don't get camped. It's not really how I think of it, because you don't ever want to get camped by a stupid person. Guy with PPSH tried. Dang, I was hoping I'd get him, but I realized he would have been really far away. Like I said, I use shotguns quite a bit, usually. Have you guys seen, like, what a shotgun could do to a real person? Like, if you've actually done this in real life, you would know it could be fatal like crap. Like, you could blow someone's brains out pretty easily with a shotgun. Now, to a zombie, that doesn't seem to be a whole lot. But if it's a zombie, it's still painful. They once were human. I tell you that because that is true. They once were human. But they're no longer human because they no longer have the conscience to not bite a person, a regular human being. Usually the unconscious people is what I go for. Yeah, this shouldn't be too hard to get this contract done. Hit somebody, so that means they're near. Tactical assist means then I managed to damage him a little bit. Nice 2G. Oh, I actually hit somebody. Now what's unfortunate is that they didn't realize I have another one. It doesn't show.
Enemy flamethrower in the field. Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover.
Hey! This is how I know I'm better, is because that guy has a default skin shotgun usually. Usually when I find people trying to level up, quote unquote, their shotguns, they usually can't because I'm using the same thing. And they don't know that yet. So really what I'm doing is just damaging them. Because every time that I use a shotgun, usually people invite me to a party and give me an angry message saying that I was camping and whatnot. And I'm like, was I really though? I'm pretty sure I was moving. And believe me, people will do anything to make you mad. I tell ya. Okay, so I didn't hit it in there, and I need to be able to get inside and not be killed. Yep, that's not good. Dang it. That's what a camper does. They hide right inside entrances that you know you need to get through. What to say, did you run into a grenade? It would have been funny if it did. You guys don't know. There was one time that I was actually playing Fortnite, but this person, I guess, didn't have a weapon or something, and didn't take a shot. But it was the same thing in World War II. You always managed to take a shot, but never hit. Now, I've been in a situation like that, pretty similar as well. Now, the only reason I say that is because it does actually happen quite a bit. You really think you're safe, but really you're not at all safe. See what I mean? You literally can't go anywhere without being shot in any game that requires guns. So as soon as you have the gun, you better be praying that you don't get shot at the same time as you running away. And that has happened several times to people in Fortnite, which is why I really don't like Fortnite a whole lot. Because that's a game, if you start running, they're going to shoot before you do. Because you can't see them. They can see you.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
They'll know before you do, is what I always say. So you always never want to give them that chance of killing you. Oh. Hey, I got a second place. See, 13 kills. That's like so if you're using a shotgun. And of course, the person using a flamethrower does it, but he's lagging, so he was killed shortly after that. Now, I wasn't in there. It was like two. There was one person before those two, and when he was getting shot at, he used the flamethrower against him as well. See, that's why shotguns are advantageable. Everyone's like, oh, those things suck. Do they really? If you get third place without having any issue. I mean, yeah, I've had 15 deaths, but it was totally worth using a shotgun, dude. And most of these people were using snipers. Now, the only way I know how to fight is with a shotgun usually, because I'm good with a shotgun. If you can't fight with a shotgun, you don't have basic training, basically. Because you need to be trained with a lot of different weapons. I'm a person who could use a couple different weapons, and now my internet isn't sufficient. If you guys manage to find it so it's like lagging or just stops using it, let me know really quick, because I can see your comments, I just can't. You guys just might not be able to see it. So let me know, please, if it doesn't show up, if anyone joins later. If it doesn't, I'll have to make sure that every time that happens that I reset the stream. So please remember that. Heroic 9mm Civ. Privilege 2. That's pretty sweet. This guy is the same thing that I would be using, but I really like the bandana more. Bandanas are pretty freaking sweet, of course. A lot of people consider them a school shooting kind of thing. So nowadays I would wear a bandana, but I don't want to. Let me see how many of my friends are online. Like not a whole lot. So probably a little bit, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably stay on this for a while because this is where I level up a lot of my time, is using shotguns and, you know, TDM usually. Now if there's double XP stuff, I will use it, but I'm not going to because I don't have any double XP things going on. Like I said, this is mine. This is my pickaxe. Otherwise I wouldn't have it. Nobody gave it to me. I've actually earned it. That was from contracts. Same thing with this shotgun, also a contract. A lot of, like, some of the things nowadays that I'm getting are from contracts. Like, a lot of my weapons. Like, whoa, what was that? And this is how I know the internet sucks right now. Because I started running and just lagged. I could not, and it starts lagging. How in the, whoa, yep, I'm gonna kill myself this way. This is not a good lobby. Like, am I the only one lagging? Yeah, I'm the only one lagging, probably, because I can't freaking move. I'm not gonna play this lobby, and I forgot to actually claim my shotgun. I need to do that while I'm out. Oh my god, that was horrible. Like, I don't think the host actually left, but whatever happened there, it made my entire thing just glitch like crazy, and now my foot hurts. I hate when that happens. Like, I don't know what happened there. I actually don't. But now I have that orders done, so now I have an epic combat shotgun, and I received a supply drop for finishing the daily orders. So I will do those both during this time. I will go to headquarters to do so. If you guys are wondering why I go to headquarters, it's because then I could see what happens. See what happens and get maybe some hopeful good luck. So we'll just see in just a second here when everything loads. So I got the shotgun now. I might make another class with the same shotgun, just a different look, because I have epic now, and I have a heroic and epic, and then the default. Let me show you that. So this is the heroic one that I have right here. Now I have another version of it, and it's the battle axe. So I don't know if this is a good one. No, this is like the old one. This is like the old not made one. The other one is like that. That's what the other one is. Like, that's normal. Trench Runner 2, that thing looks awesome. Disruptor, Battle Axe, which is the one I got. And then it's Battle Axe 2, which is actually a lot shinier. It's been remade, but this is the old one. It's not as shiny as you'd like it to think, but you know, it's still something new. What's funny is that the gold doesn't look as good in it. I think, honestly, I would use copper for this, because then it looks more, per se, rusty, because everything else is going to look a little bit more. So, if I use bronze, or what was it, bronze? Copper, it would look a little bit older, and a lot more rusty, so to say, like I said. And I don't want to put any charms on it, because then that ruins that authentically-ness of it. So now I have a battle axe, which it doesn't really show it, because the true battle axe doesn't look like that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like normally. the shotgun compared to everything else. So I'm gonna just click the normal shotgun. So that's the normal. So that's normal. That's the 2. That's the that one's the actual thing. Now, if you've actually looked at it, this is what it looks like compared to that. And this is the new one. That's the old one right there. It looks so much more pretty, right? And that's the same thing for the battle axe. It's more shiny. Now, same thing with the trench runner. Like, that's the old downed version, and this is the fabulous new version kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. Now, I would use the sawed-off, but I used to have Crusader 2, and that's on my Xbox account. If I did have an Xbox account, I would have probably gotten rid of it by now, because that thing I can't use on online anymore, and now all my friends are disappointed. And I'm disappointed because the family that I had over there made me lose all that good progress. Because I had freaking, what would I have? I had the candy apple for all the shotguns. I didn't have a whole lot as I do now on these, but, you know, it'd still be nice if I could still have Xbox Live when I'm there. But they decided it's not a good thing for them because they waste money. I always like to say, if you don't want to pay for something, you could have just told me the first time, because then I don't get sad when you actually make me have to do this. And I really don't like having to do that to people, because normally I don't like people, but when it comes to people who decide, oh, you can have Xbox Live, and they say, like, at least the next time that you try playing, they end up doing that to you, and you're just like, okay, you just wasted all my time. You wasted yourself here. And that's actually what I like to say, because a lot of the time they waste my life and time to be a good person. And, like, it's getting hard for me. I'm telling you guys. Every time that I'm online, they always manage to kick me off. And if I get kicked off, I'm usually not very happy. But when it comes to that house, it annoys me. Because what they do just annoys me. Like, they decide to blame everything on me. Have they ever thought if I ever blamed something on them, does that hurt them? Because that's kind of what they're doing to me. They're making it hurt for me. And I'm telling you, it hurts when that's what they decide to do, is just be that person that you really never want to talk to again. And that's actually how I've been lately. I haven't really wanted to talk to them lately. And it's getting harder, because she texts me constantly and my phone is dead. Next, I'm like honestly nervous to get over there, because they know something's up when I don't answer my phone. And I can't answer my phone now because I just can't. It doesn't allow me because my phone is dead. Like, it's legit dead. I can't do anything with that. So they're always arguing, complaining, and I've told them it's not that hard to tell you. And they yell at me like it's my fault. That it's my fault that I can't, you know, tell them when my phone is dead. How am I supposed to tell you? And they're like, oh, you should tell your dad to text us, and blah, 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 blah. I can't do that. I like how I now have ear-to-ear. I now have like 3 of these, I think. Anyway. Yeah, so I have this guy. I have all the good stuff now. Like, I have now legendary emotes, I got a rare emote, and it's a mystery emote. I want to actually see this one. Let's see what it threatens. Nope, that's not what I want. That's this guy. That's not the one I want either. I like that. Now, I know, like I said, I'm usually not a very nervous or upset person, but right now I've just been a little bit concerned.
I love the smell of supply drops in the morning.
Why does he do it like that? That just makes me think creepy. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, I think there's one time that I saw someone actually have something and it said, please condemn me, or something like that. And I sat here and like, get 25 kills for armored credits. So that one's currently in progress. I may as well do this one because I'm going to having pistols, but that gives me the Jupiters, which is the 1911. 25 headshots though, so I need to make another. I'll probably use my shotgun with that, because usually shotguns are very helpful for those things. And usually they don't kill you right away, so I might actually take off that one, but that has the sawed off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably start using my new battle axe. I wanna see what that looks like. And start using a 1911 because that's one I like to use. Now I can't prestige it, but it's good because like nowadays you can't see like nowadays you can't use the things you want. Like in the actual multiplayer I can't do anything now, and that does actually reduce damage and range. It used to reduce a lot of range. Now I guess it just reduces the power that you can actually shoot with, because that has 8 damage, and putting this up on with this I think would actually break it. Because there's actually some things that legit cannot handle. Like an LMG with a suppressor, I'm pretty sure actually burns eventually. Like it bursts into flames and it melts. Like there's actually some things like that where you cannot use it like that. And it's actually really weird to say that, but it's actually true. You cannot, like automatic things, if you shoot it for so long that the suppressor itself turns red, you need to stop using it because the suppressor is that issue. It reduces that fire rate because it has to, and the damage and the power usually reduces range and damage. Usually not so much of the damage, but a lot of it is that they cannot use it. And I've actually have never known that, but nowadays that's how it has to be because some suppressors are so weak. Because the suppressor literally all it does is dim the noise. It doesn't do anything else, but it dims the noise, which means it dims your damage and range. Because usually it's extending the barrel, but it's also making it so it's quiet. So like all these guns that you hear have the suppressor, that's not the real noise, but it does that. So that's why you don't ever want to use a suppressor usually, because that so dims the range. Unless you're like a hitman or something, then you kind of have to use suppressors, otherwise you can give away your position so much easier. And I tell you, this actually looks pretty cool, this battle axe.
Bring the war to them and bring it hard.
So let me make sure it's 25 kills with it. 25 headshots. So I always put accuracy on these usually if I'm trying to do a challenge like that, because it's so hard to actually get a challenge where you don't need accuracy. Usually shotguns are one of those things, because shotgun doesn't have good accuracy. But a pistol usually does, because it's a pistol, it's a singular fire weapon. As a shotgun is actually a spray fire. And then there's that. Oh my god, I was still alive. I forgot you could stay alive at this point now. Like they've made it so if you try to do that, there's actually, like, if you don't die the first time, you bleed out, and you watch your character bleed out. Yeah, see? That's so weird. I didn't know that until last time I played this, and then I stopped playing it for a while, so I kind of forgot, but that's pretty impressive. Oh, this pistol. I might actually have to get rid of that, because that's going to be so hard to do. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to give up. I'm just saying I'm not going to do that now, because it is a weapon bribe, I know. But that should stay there, considering it's a daily. And if I just keep it as an active thing, I believe, like... Yeah, I don't actually have to get rid of that. I mean, I could do it and whatnot, but I don't actually have to leave it. Like, that's not the case that I'm going to do. I'm not going to make it so I leave it. I'm going to keep it as long as I can. Turning tides is actually probably the easiest thing I could do right now. I mean, and another thing is get kills. And like I said, I only need so many kills, and then when I have those many kills, I could use it to my advantage. Because I think that gives me the rare supply drop, doesn't it? Get 500 kills, someone was asking. It's 90 kills, and that gives me a rare supply drop? A berserker bribe, so I need to get that bribe, like, today. I didn't even get hit by that a whole lot. But now they made it a whole lot worse when you get blown up. Like, they've made it so you explode. Dang, I was gonna see if I could juke that out. It didn't work. Now they're just hitting our spawn. Come on. Dang it, I thought I could get away with that. I didn't get away with it, but I apparently got a kill. Who did I kill? Oh, someone's got the burst, don't they? Yeah, they got the IMT or whatever that is burst. Oh, dang it. Of course, this guy wants to be able to run and shoot at the same time, which is what is exactly he's doing. But he's not running and shooting at the same time because that dims down accuracy usually. Because you can't aim when running. I mean, you can in real life, but in this game you can't. But of course, it's a lot harder to pay attention to where you're running. And so that's a lot harder than you think. My team got demolished. Look at this. We got 11 kills was our highest amount of kills. They have 25 kills, which is their highest amount. Oh, that's a horrible game for us. And I got close to that supply drop. He got the strike. So normally I try not to use those crazy eyes there. Now I'm gonna use this shotgun because I really don't think it's gonna be that handy to use a singular shotgun like that. Let's see. So there's almost 20 there, guys, and I still got 36 minutes. 36. So hopefully I can finish that like soon because I should be able to finish that tonight. I hope. It's 90 kills, but it should work because it was the same thing with the shotgun. I had to get quite a bit of kills, and I finished that in the day I got it. This I got today, and I have 36 minutes left, and I should be able to do it. All I have to do is probably use the shotgun would be my best option right now, as a thing. How many of my friends are? I still have 139 friends online. Last night was like 51 friends were online. It was like 131. It's a large amount of my friends. Like, out of the 500 of my friends, that's probably the most I see online. Is that much right there. Actually, I could start using the Valkyrie, which is my new double barrel. Because I haven't used this at all in a while, so I guess I could start using this. It's double barrel. It's going to be a little more risky, I guess. But I guess it'll work. Considering it's an awesome double barrel. It is my heroic variant. It's the Valkyrie 2. Now there are some times where they do give away the 2 ones where they have like the super rare ones that they're giving away, and then sometimes they don't. I mean, I only have so many shells, but dang, this guy's got that. Now if I can get some incendiaries for this as well, that'd be pretty cool. Because I know incendiaries usually do help, but I also need the rifle, the rifle barrel, which means there's actually another barrel they can get for this. It's not technically another barrel. It's kind of like another barrel, but what it is like it has a rifle bullet instead of an actual barrel. But they add like a third barrel to this, and it's pretty cool. I wanted to get that, and I never knew that was actually a thing that you have to get like that. Instead, I thought you had to get a class for it, but when I looked at it more, it was actually an attachment. And I didn't know that for the longest time, nor did any of my friends. So we were I guess some of the first to find out. I mean, technically we weren't the first, but
We've lost fire superiority. Enemy taking heavy casualties. Push through.
and I've been the German 3 times in a row now. Every time that I'm online, it's always that I'm a German on this game.
Engaging enemy aircraft. Targets.
Oh, I walked right back into it. Person's just running around with whatever weapon that is.
Recon airborne.
thought I would have killed that person. And I think I did find a way to actually avoid those, and that's to really get down. So I'm going to test that today. Or tonight for me. Sometimes you'll notice that if you dive, usually, like, in, what game was it? There was one game where you could actually go under something. I think it was like a trip mine. This is basic, kind of like a trip mine kind of thing, and it is actually a really cool trip mine.
Firing for fully depth. Target zone locked.
Oh no, I got shoveled.
Blitz and fog mission underway.
I heard it. Oh wow. Oh, this guy's stuck behind me, what? That's how you know you done messed up somewhere. During an entire game, you just managed to get snuck up by somehow, and you're like, where did you come from? How many times have you heard my friends say that to me? I'm sure you've heard that at least once or twice in a day. You know, when we 1v1ing, I come up with behind them and just manage to shank them in the back with a shovel. That hurt my real life eyes. Yeah, a sniper. Destroy enemy equipment. What in the world? Pretty sure that was just a regular grenade, but I managed to hit somebody somehow. Now I have ordnance, which means my score streaks don't reset, which is actually pretty handy, especially for a person who dies quite a bit. Almost makes it impossible to lose score streaks, because every time that you die, you're not really losing your score streaks, you're only losing your life. I mean, actually I did lose a little bit of that, but you know, it's something. Well, whoever they were, they saw me. I do love having an extra score streak usually, which means it's kind of like a care package, but I do have a care package somewhere in there, I believe. Or I used to. I took that out because I felt as if that wasn't going to be very handy against, you know, several different people who could literally take that over. Oh my god, how many shots did I waste on this guy? Shot at him 4 times. Ah, we won. The guy with the beastly diamond sniper. That's the skill that you want on every team, is if they just use a sniper throughout the entire game. That's like the most godly person you could see. Now, there was one time that I did do that, and that was in Call of Duty Ghosts. I didn't get the final kill cam, but I did do quite a bit of good stuff. And why did they turn off all the lights? I need some light. Rude. You just hate when your parents walk into your room or something like that, and end up just turning off the lights, and they know you're right there, but I guess they're too drowsy to know that. That is what annoys me the most. Hold my canteen. That's the hold my canteen look, as if you do a flip. It's just like every other white person in the world. I'm just kidding. I'm not racist. But it's funny. It's funny to see someone say, hold my canteen, and then do a flip. That's pretty funny. Fortnite dances. I'm looking on YouTube, but you know, looking at it, you're just like, wow. I tell you guys, there's so much you could learn from stupid things like this. So I always do that. Like, I always try and find a weak spot in the world. Like, not even a world. You know what I mean? So I'm usually gonna keep using the shotguns.
Eliminate the enemy team. Move out and take position. Enemy inbound.
It's always something that you could do to counteract another play that a lot of people can use.
We have the lead.
See, I didn't have to do anything with those 3 seconds over there. Come on. Oh, I thought I had a double kill. That would have been hilarious if I did. You just get a giant double kill. But like I said, I always manage to find a way to counteract or fight another person's play. And it's usually a very harmful way, usually. I usually don't know what else I could do, but...
Enemy recon aircraft observed.
But every time that I seem to try and do something that counteracts another, it could end up in my death, but you know, it's worth a shot now, isn't it? Usually it is worth a big shot, though.
Throwing stun grenade.
I mean, there's always something, right? Now, when I play Call of Duty, I usually always find someone with a weak spot in their game. Usually it's a sniper. They don't have a good peripheral view behind them. So if you could, try and sneak behind them. If you can't, well, then you're going to have an issue. Melee people, they can't really get that close. So if you use a shotgun, they have a disadvantage. Always the disadvantage. If they have a shotgun, you use something with, I guess, a little more range in technical terms, but it doesn't always have to be that in specific. But that's always how you want to look at things, is to make sure you're not outnumbered in a battle. You want to even the odds, you always use something that does fast fire rate and damage at the same time. You want both of those because fire rate and damage is what keeps many things as a person who plays Call of Duty alive. So that damage is what factors in for how many people you have, but the fire rate is how many you can kill during that short period of time that you have to kill them. Which is usually, like, when you're playing a campaign, you always don't want to rush in, but if you do rush in, you always want to find something that they have a weakness of. You know, trial and error, basically. If you can trial and error like crazy, you have the advantage. Because they have to find something, but they can't because they're AIs. But AIs usually always find a way to play with you. And that's usually what they are. They're basically people who program to shoot just you. Not so much the teammates. Teammates are like those indestructible, easy things that they can't kill. But, you know, we'll still use it if we have to, kind of thing. And I mean, in different difficulties, they make it so they shoot, there's maybe more of them, or something like that. You never know. It's always trial and error. That's how I've always thought of it. Because if you trial and error, You have the trials, then you have the errors. Either way you progress means there could be more downfalls and more advantages. Always try something. Oh, that was a teammate. I guess he thought he got me, and then he did get me and launched me off the boat. But like I said, it's always not that hard to do something right. You just have to make sure you do it with caution. That's always what I've thought of it as, is trying to proceed with caution is the way to go, because if you proceed with caution, you don't get shot as much. If you don't get shot as much, means you have a little bit of advantage with your health. Nowadays, like in World War II campaign, I had to use a med kit in order to keep survival going. And that's actually how it was. I had to wait to use that survival tip. What was that noise that he made? He's like, seriously, what was that noise? I have no idea what that noise was. It actually was weird sounding to me. But like I said, teammates, and usually, this is actually something you want to look for in a map, is flank patterns. Now, flanks are like, do you know what this side is? Because a lot of people would go that way because that's an unsuspecting side. Usually no one ever goes over there in a sniper battle. So snipers would camp on that side of the building, so that way you aren't a seen thing. So for me, I wouldn't want to be seen at all. So the smart thing to do is to make sure that that comes a reality. And at all times, proceed with caution. Now, I could tell you at least 3 flank patterns on here. There is the middle house. If you spawn on either side, sometimes people will actually stay on that side and snipe. So they have the advantageable side there. Is actually sitting in that specific spot. Now, that's the same thing with both the side spawns. You can go on top of the 2 areas that are across from each other. So, and if they get to the middle and those 2, you kind of spawn on the sidelines, which means you can get shot, but they make it so you don't get shot right away. So, normally, those people, if you crowd a whole bunch of snipers, you may have an advantage and you may not, because snipers have the accuracy and they can penetrate like crazy. Oh, hey, I got one. So usually when you find a sniper, you always want to be careful. Hi, Sharky. What's up, my boy? I leveled up my incendiaries again. Alright, so I got a barrel supply drop now. Let's see, what did I get? Got a couple things. Yes, winter, Soviet interest. That's pretty good. 2 legendaries and 1 crate. So I got the mountain legendary and infantry legendary. That's pretty sweet. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I want to see supply drops. I can't let's look at them again. I need cookies. I don't need anything. I think I'm good for tonight. 23 minutes. Oh boy, come on. I need to finish this contract. I have 23 minutes. Which means if I go to sleep now, that's not going to be complete, and it'll be gone by morning. Which means I lose a part of the bribe. Uniform bribe is something I want to try and do as well. I mean, I know it's pointless, but it could give me something that I could use for a different weapon. Trying to get a lot more weapons, guys. I know it's unusual for me trying to complete contracts, especially in like Black Ops 3. I don't like completing contracts. Now, I'm going to complete this contract. Because in this game, if you want something out of this, you want to complete a contract. Now, the only other way to get those weapons, like heroics and epics, is to find it. You want me to do a story? Remember where I left off last time with the part of Jake's story, and I'll see if I can continue it.
Advance and take position.
Was I where Jake was putting on the mask, or was it something else? Do it. Okay, what do you want? What do you want me to continue from? Do you want me to add something extra, or should I restart the story completely? Because I actually figured out a little bit better of a beginning. Because last time it was just capping off where we were. like I said, it's no big problem if you want me to restart. Because, I mean, I probably wouldn't remember where I was last time. Start over. Alright, let's see. I remember when 2020 happened. It's the bloodiest war I've ever seen. Now it's 2040, and man, there's still a lot to be known. Although, I have one issue with this world. You mean Jake gonna see Shark again? Actually, yes, he sees everybody again in the real life. Because remember how I said our heroes died in the beginning of in the end of the last story? Now they come back to the land of the living, but of course there's a little twist here. You guys don't know who anybody is anymore. You only know who I am. Yes. Okay, start over. Okay. Well, time is 2020, and I haven't seen very many of my friends lately. Of course, I've been trying to figure out more about myself more than anybody right now. I've been trying to find more of the things that I have never known about. One of them right now is trying to remember, can I cheat death? The answer to that is actually yes, I can. But there's a downfall to it. It makes a lot of the people I once loved or known, such as Sharky or frickin' Alien, they have all been lost to me. A lot of my friends don't remember who or what happened in the year 2020, but I'm the only one who remembers, really. So I must keep that going and make sure everybody remembers. Last time I visited the land of the living, I was, let's see, 20. Now, I'm technically almost 100 years old, but I still look the same. I'm sure that might change by the time I walk back into the land of living. Well, only one way to find out. Well, now I must wait and walk around. I may as well just explore a little bit. Now, we come to the beginning of this next part where... Now, this is just me talking. Now we're coming to a part where Jake is just finding out what happened to the world when he died. Okay, guys? So if you guys are wondering what happened to him beforehand, he blew up the Earth just to save the world. So here we go for Chapter 1, technically. That is more of the introduction. So Chapter 1, back home. Well, I remember there being a part of the world that we managed to keep, but of course, that was blown up with the blast as well. We always known it would blow up a large part of our universe, but it wasn't even the universe we were worried about. It's more so more than the people themselves who almost died. I managed to keep my son alive for quite a while, but he wasn't hurt or anything. But when I remember going back to the world, it was haunting. The man I once knew was now turned against me. He was a part of the war, but wasn't called a hero because he was the one that stayed behind and made the sacrifices. So the last time I remember seeing him was more than 20 years ago, and today that's still hard on me to see that he's darkened. Now when I returned, I remembered stuff happening. A lot of things that really shouldn't have happened, but still did. Especially friends and family dying. None of them, of course, were really loving people, but all I remember is that Sharky and Alien were here, but one in specific was the person that darkened. I slightly turned. I was slowly corrupted, but when I returned, I realized I had very little control of what I did. But one day I looked into the mirror and realized the fear in my own eyes were growing. I looked deeper into the soul and realized it wasn't just me. It was the darker part of me. So I decided to cover that and hope that that would help me a lot more than a bullet to my head. Because that was one thing that I thought of. But realized there's too much to be living for, and especially people who could have remembered me. So I walked around town a year back, and now it's 2041. But I don't know what else to say to anybody. They don't know who I was, and if they did, then they hate me. And that's the truth. They actually don't like me anymore. So, I guess I've seen an evil soul, and the mask is just what hides that extra fear factor from me. Of course, now I've used that to my advantage, the mask. And I'm dead serious about that. More than dead serious, I'm beyond dead serious. I'm death himself, basically. Every time that I've seen to look at a person in the eyes, they've been scared. So what I've noticed is that they've actually feared the man they once saw before that. Now, what I remember from this fine death moment was that I could not bleed, I could not feel pain, but I also couldn't die. So technically I've already been cheating death. And that's no joke. I've been shot 20 times in the chest and almost 50 everywhere else, but from there was chest wounds and shanks and knives and a lot of other things that I really couldn't explain, but managed to survive anyway. But as far as I know, everyone still knows who I am, but deeply disagree with what I did. They've always found me as a heartless soul, or just a mind wandering. Man, I wish the world still knew what I did. Of course, I blame one person. It's none of my friends, but of course someone who tried to turn them against me. Of course, it wasn't mine. I only did that to my son, so he knew I did nothing wrong, but it was still hated by other people, and then that became a true thing. My old wife, however, managed to get into the picture somehow. I managed to find her about 2 minutes after I died. Well, from what I remember, there was nothing more I could do but hope that my son still knows who I am and what I did for the world as a hero. And I've been following a lot of people lately trying to get answers. And now, times have changed. I was now seen as a terrorist, someone who couldn't be trusted, but the government still saw me as a person. Someone with a soul, a heart, a mind of its own. But of course, last time I looked at that person in the mirror, he wasn't himself. But there's always something we can do to change. Of course, in the war I was pure of heart, now I'm just slowly changing. But let's see what happens in the next few years. Jake out. And that was just a little audiobook from him, technically, like a kind of like a, let's say kind of like a message from himself as that entire chapter. And these are all just going to be little notes from him and other things that you'll listen to as well. This is more of his journal as a person, or what's left of him. So, chapter 2, Mind Lost. It's now been 3 years, and I've been watching a lot of people. Seems like people actually do fear me, considering that every time I've taken something to granted, I've never really found a soul. I guess truly I lost my soul, but it seems that I like to terrorize people at this point. Every person I remember being a horrible person during the war, who even tried to kill me. Especially that one man who tried shooting me at least twice, but didn't know who I was until he already said he knew. But he didn't get a good look at me. He already could read. Of course, that was when I was just getting out of the hospital in 2020. At this point, that man was still roaming and still terrorizing, really. Now, from what I remember, he did some nasty things when I remember being alive. I mean, my mind's still unquestionably alive, but dying, technically. Still wondering what could I do to save my own life, but from what I can tell, there's nothing I can do to save my own. My mind has slowly been driven from the reality that I once knew, and I still feel like I'm still in the war. Simple things such as a car horn still haunt me. I know it sounds unusual now, but I wish there was more I could say, but that's really it. Except for the fear that I still see and know haunt me. Now, I found many remains of what was left of that poor area when it was still in war. Almost a post-apocalyptic state. Of course, now I have to keep that as a hidden remain of this world, and seems as people still don't remember me. It's been almost 3 years now, and I'm still seen as a monster. Heartless, controlled beast, but I guess it's still to blame of that man who ruined the life of another just to get his own fame. I'm planning on finding this man, but everyone that I've seen didn't know who he is. I've questioned, of course, using the factor of fear. And I've seemed to know now that a lot of people still have fears, and I could use that against them. Using it against them seems to be my worst idea, but still is handy, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Of course, nowadays I can't control it. Sometimes I do it just for fun. Of course, I don't target children. I always target men of the war, or not even men. Sometimes other things that were in the war, including heartless people or people who couldn't help another. Especially that mayor. Man, that guy was rude. Kind of harsh as well. Later I found that he was still living and was in cryogenic state last time I checked. When I looked, he was in the state of almost deceased. So one night I went to him and haunted him a little bit. Now, remember, I was a shadow, and I still am in the mind. In the heart and soul, I'm still that one man. The man who still won the war, but when I look at it, I guess I'm more feared than ever, considering that that man actually went to the insane asylum. No joke. Sent that man to the insane asylum. Poor guy, at least 3 days later, was suffered from a heart attack and was claimed deceased. I only took him in my hands my own, but he was really under a state of decay, really. Really wasn't even a state. It was more of a, I made you scared, now be paralyzed. When I looked at it more, I gained a new thing. A couple things, actually. Such as using fears, morphing into fears. Of course, this fear has gotten worse for him. He's actually gone insane. Hi.
Hi, are you telling a story?
Yep, I am telling the story of Jake in 2040.
Sorry
And
to
I'm
interrupt.
currently on chapter 2. Give me just 1 second so I can continue it. So nowadays, I just find the factors as a game with people. I find something that they find harmless or something adorable, but make that as a twisted mind for them. When I did so, that's what drives people insane, but when I do so, I always manage to find my way into the prisons, or the states that they are. When I did that, I can't tell you how many people prayed for their Lord to save them, and I told them there is no God. There has never been a God, and they will never come. Well, it seems to be true, considering that their prayers still haven't been answered. Lucky for me, I actually was manipulating them to pray. Of course, they were only praying to an overlord I had. Technically not an overlord, even just another thing that I had as a person. Last time I looked, I've made so many things horrible to people, including their own lives, sometimes children. Although one thing I like to do to torture somebody like that, especially in mental asylums, is just take off the top part of the mask that I wore after looking at that one. What was left of that man in the mirror? But I made it horrifying when I realized I can do this still. I could always find a way to turn someone insane. Seems like being a shadow turns out well, including the alpha still. It's unusual as I still am an alpha, and I managed to have some shadows found every here and there. Of course, some of them are still driven insane. I only wonder what could happen next. Well, here we are again, and now I'm signing off. Captain Jake out. Chapter 3. Back at war with my own self, it seems. Well, I'll just say back at war. The year is 2045, it seems. Things are getting worse for me. I've seemed to have lost the regular eye color. My eye color is now fully red, and I see the world differently. I see their own souls. Of course, the mask seems to be helping that. Seems to cover up a lot of that. I've decided to put lenses inside of it. Hopefully very dark ones. No LEDs, because my eyes are basically LEDs at this point. I've been looking at my arm recently, and I can see the arteries. They're darkening. My pure of heart is beginning to turn. I don't know what else to do at this point, but hope for the best. I'm still going to be using this to my advantage, but hopefully at the end of 2060 I'll be fine, but if not, I have no hope left, because being there for the last 20 years was hard enough. Realizing that our son was growing with a random, maybe not even a random, maybe someone that we don't know, or someone that we did know, and has become an evil, twisted-minded person. How many times have you heard that word? Insane. In the last, let's say, year, I've been driving people insane, and I don't know how else to say this, but some of them decided to do suicide before I can get any answers. So, it's getting harder for me to find out who this once kind man was, but I already know who he is, and all I need is the location. Now I've realized the voice of mine has grown, sometimes it's deepened. Sometimes I'll even hear another voice and will tell to myself, this isn't a reality, this is just a mind game. You need to stay as yourself, man. But I can never convince myself. Some points, actually I'll have an audio tape soon. This is going to be a lot harder to say, but you'll hear my voice at that point in time when you hear it. Pray to the Lord that this is not what you see in the night. Because I'm telling you, you don't want this in your room. Believe me, I know. I've had it once before, and how many people do you hear say they still like me, still care for me? I mean, what more could this do to me? Seems like I've almost drawn insane as well. Funny enough, I should be in an insane asylum myself. Of course, I'm too close to find out. Should I really be in the insane asylum, or should someone else? Anyway, Jake's signing out. Hope there's still people who know who I am out there and still believe that I'm a good person. Audio tape 1 from Jake. The world is turned against me, and I must find out who has done this to me. Just remember, I know where everyone is and where they live, and I won't hesitate to visit them next. Pray you don't see me, or you'll be the last. Audio end. This is beginning to drive me nuts. I'm still seeing the weird symbols that I remember, but of course I still have mine. Seems to have deepened and has begun to almost seem cracking. I'm getting to fear for my own life at this point. Am I still a sane person, or... No, I must not ask that now. Too soon. Way too soon to know. Of course, last time you heard my voice, it was a lot deeper and a lot more satanic than it looked and sounded as well. You should see me now. Still demonic at this point. Can't do anything at this point, but hope that I don't kill someone, and I've actually managed to keep my weapons out of my way. So, let's hope this stays that way. Anyway, this might be the last time you hear from me, but too soon, like I said, to tell. Audio tape 2. Seems that this might be the final way I live. The mind has been corrupted too well, and illness has taken over the world. So have I. I'm just hoping this isn't the last time I come. But always remember, I come back. And I can never die. The legend of me will still live as all of our hearts descend. Remember that you will see me, my dear child, long before time runs out. Audio tape ended. And that's the last time you might hear from Jake. And that's actually going to be the end of this part of the story. And that's actually in 2050. He began to stop dating after, you know, illness took, and actually illness took beforehand. Way beforehand. So that's the end of this entire, kind of like this story. I'll add more eventually, I'm sure, but right now, there's not much I could do, but make that as his final transmission to the world. No! Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be more. Like I said, it's just a, kind of like a, something that is like a cliffhanger almost. And actually, guys, tell me if you have any characters that you would like me to add back in. Tell me if you guys want me to add another character, or maybe find another person. Maybe I can make a secret figure that may be more important towards the end of the actual story. Of course, like I said, this is just a cliffhanger to this. I'm not actually going to be able to finish that because I don't know what I could add. I'm telling you. Like I said, a lot of that I haven't thought through yet, but a lot of people wanted me to make more, so I decided to continue this that way. So that was about 4 chapters there. 4 chapters. That does sound like it'd be the end, but of course you're going to hear more, but this is going to be a mysterious audio file later. And just remember that, because the audio files are what's going to be important later. You're going to hear some very unusual things during these things, including almost something you wouldn't want to hear during your night. Especially one from Jake. There's going to be a specific one from Jake later. I can give you a little preview, but I'm still trying to figure out something I could say. And hopefully keep the voice as well during the process. Because the voice is what's going to kill me at this point. Just trying to keep that good, long voice there. So. You want to start seeing someone watch you, and 1 week later you decide to see who it is, and it's Shark or Alien, you choose. Honestly, I think Sharky, because Alien hasn't been on a whole lot of my videos lately. And if he has, it's not during these times. So I would say you, more than likely, because it's 11 for me, and my battery's almost dead. Oh no, I need to, oh crap. That means I gotta change controllers. Let me change controllers, and you guys will just watch the stuff that happens while I do that, I'm sure. Oh, got dizzy. Alright, there we go. So like I said, that was just a kind of like a preview to the first 4 chapters, I guess. Probably edit later as well, add more things in. Of course, like I said, the symbols is something you gotta pay attention to. If you guys actually want to keep a notebook or something, knowing, like, because there's gonna be some things, including secret messages, I'm gonna include during these times. So always remember that, because these messages are what's gonna help you understand more of this world that I'm still currently under development, but can still figure out. Just remember, I'm always open to suggestions, but I'm always going to be trying to do something different, usually. Because someone watching you is a secret. Not always. I could always just look at the stream. Of course, I do have my dad's old phone, so I can use that and go into the stream and find out. What?
Are you talking about the story?
Yeah, I'm just giving a little more extra details. Like, if you guys want to be able to find more information about this stuff, I would suggest keeping a journal or something in here. Because it's going to be handy, trust me. Because there's so much in this entire series that you have to keep up with. So, you have to remember that.
Bruh. No, I don't want this gun.
Team deathmatch. Eliminate all Axis forces.
So I'm just letting you know now, if you guys want to know more, you have to keep guesses everywhere. Because you're not going to be able to have that much help knowing. Will you take a Will you take the mini story and put it into yours? The mini story? What mini story?
Bruh. Stand.
Huh. About someone watching you? Yeah, that's gonna be something that I could do right now if you want me to. I can make it like a little file or something that I have in here. Like a secret file from the mysterious person here. If you want me to, I could do that. Because I feel like that'd be a pretty easy one to do. You know, just make like a little file of the actual person narrating it. I could do that really quick, make that as like a person narrating it, or the person who's watching Jake do that. Do you think I should do that? If you want me to, I can. I'm willing, I'm just letting you know now. You gotta pay attention very much in this story.
Who's spamming me?
Not me.
I'm not joining. I hate people. Like,
I mean, I may as well tell you a little bit about
Unfriendly.
this. Watching Jake, yes. Alright.
If you spam me, I might.
Alright. It's my first target today. Of course, not an assassination target. It's more of just a check on this person kind of target. Now, my name is classified, of course, but I'm not allowed to share any of that info with any of you, but... Man, 2040 has been a heck of a year. Wonder how much more I need to see before someone else dies.
That's
Now, I wish I knew more about this person, so I'm going to be interrogating or watching him in a very low profile, hopefully for the next few weeks. Maybe years if I have to. No, only time will tell. Hopefully this time will go fast. I don't want to be a creeper. Seems I have to be, though.
Bro, you have a golden shotgun.
Enemy recon aircraft confirmed.
Well, let's see how long I have.
Get to cover.
Got about 2 minutes before I get to my next target area.
Gosh, stop it. Like, that kid is so annoying.
I tell ya. It's a little bit too much happening in 1 year. Most of the time it's with me or someone else, including this target. They seem to be involved with a lot here recently. Him especially. I've been reading his file a lot. Seems that he's been driving a lot of insanity over the years. Let's find out how long he's been doing it, though. Because I tell you, it's gonna be worse for him if I find out who it is.
I know you're talking about who.
Well, we got about 2 minutes to find out. Hi, Dylan. Well, just reported back to my boss, and he seems to be a little bit nerved to know this person's still alive. The person that I'm talking about, his name is Jake Lava. He was dead 20 years now, and apparently he's back from the dead.
I know who's that.
Let's find out how long he has left, because people have been reporting insanity a lot over these years, so hopefully not much.
Big
Anyway,
Lava.
signing out.
I know who's Big
Bye.
Lava.
Well, I mean, this is a different character. This is the actual character that I based off of my account. So there's a sneak preview of who this character is as the mysterious figure. Because you don't actually hear any of the audio in this, but this I'm just repeating as if I was reading it. And then she decided... It's actually kind of like a he-she. You don't actually know who it is, so it's a mystery. Look at that. It's a mystery, and I have everyone guessing. Believe me, so many people will probably be spamming me in chat. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? What is the name? So is the figure me? No, you're actually one of his friends, so you wouldn't do that. Oh no! I lost it. I lost the bribe that I could have had. No, I probably should have done it earlier. I lost it. No, I had so much done. I could have finished that if I just kept going. Oh. Yeah, it's a different person. Don't worry about it. It's someone that, like, it was somebody that, here's a hint. It's somebody that Jake was known with in the first one, in the first part of the actual book, or the series. There's a big hint. No, because you come across several people in that story. You have to recognize every single one of them. So there's something like I said, it's better to have a journal than to just be stuck in one person. So when do I come in? You'll come in later. You'll be talking with Jake later in the story. Of course, I'm going to be having little flashbacks in cases, okay? Just know that, because you were actually one of the people who returned Shadow in the original, but was saved, and We're part of what was left of the world.
I don't know who you talking to, Jake.
Sharky, I'm streaming. I'm talking to Sharky and I'm streaming.
Why does Sharky doesn't join party?
Because he barely ever uses his mic. I don't know, he doesn't ever tell me. So yeah, that's just something you gotta know. Is that if you guys want to keep a track of every character in the book, when are you gonna start do the story again? Maybe when I figure out more of it. Because I tell you, having a little bit isn't much. But you gotta work with it somehow. By the way, actually, my emblem right there is actually kind of what Jake looked like one day. Before the world, like, and eventually you'll know what I mean. Because in this story, you'll have to pay attention to that. That emblem there's actually a big hint there of what's gonna happen later. And he's gonna be facing you, originally. Actually, I'll put in a couple hints in different things. I'll tell you several different hints. The hand is actually one of them right here. This is actually one of the biggest hints that you could have right there. That is like when I said the biggest hints you can get. That hand, my emblem, is one of the biggest hints. The second one that you could get that's the biggest is the clan tag, or whatever that is. My clan tag is really just my YouTube channel. I really don't use it much. But everything else you need to pay attention to. That's a big hint, MR. No, the hand that I have there. Here, let me show you. Let me see. Was this? No, it was right here, I think. No. That is going to be the biggest thing you could see. Look at the sentence and look at what it is. Remember how I said something about fear? There's always something that you fear. Always. Of course, some people's aren't obvious, but this is... Jake reads you as like a book. Okay. And then, my calling card. Look at the calling card carefully. What does it say to you? Let me find it. Look at that calling card. What does that tell you? What does that show in the head? If you could list some of these things off the top of your head, I won't say anything. Because then that ruins at least half the story. And I'm telling you, you wouldn't want to be missing out on any of this. Fear. That's one thing to it. That is what the emblem does say to you, yes? Well, that's one part of it. There's more than one. And I'm telling you, it's not a very good one. So we have fear, and I've said a lot of these actually in the story. I just haven't hinted them a lot. Fear. I send that as a thing. War, fire, death. Remember how I said he remembers the fear of the death? I'm giving you lots of hints, by the way, guys. If you guys don't know what I'm hinting to, a lot of that war in the first book was exactly what Sharky is defining. War, fear, fire, and death. Those were 4 things that he had to get used to. But he was already really used to it. For how many times he's been stabbed, shot in the lines. Literally what he's dealing with is nothing compared to that. There's always something worse, isn't there? Oh no, save it for his next story. Too much hint. I'm just saying, there's a little bit of something that you need to know about him nowadays. Remember how I said his arm was turning black? There's something going on there that I'm not going to tell you. But you're gonna need to load later.
Things are getting a bit hectic around here. About time you lot stopped fooling around.
Just letting you know now.
Want to know how to fire a rifle-mounted grenade? Aim
Like
it
this one.
in the general area of the enemy, fire, and just walk away and assume it did the job.
That was the one that made me laugh the first time. That was actually one that made me laugh. Got 3 days to finish that. Wait, is this one? I don't even have that one. Oh wait, that's because I didn't want that one. That one was like the easiest one right there. It was win a match of 1v1ing. It's not that hard. May as well get some armory credits. You're welcome. Now shut up and give me your money. Hi guys. You should start. You should start story night. I mean, I could. I mean, I really could, but I really don't know if I should.
Let's clean out that grit and get that rifle looking right.
My rifle already looks right, and I don't use a rifle. I use a shotgun. Now remember, everything that I say to you is because that's how it has to be. You should. I could. I don't have a blade. What are you talking about? I could actually make a paint job for this. I'm gonna make it for the ice pick. So what can I do? But only on weekends. I'll probably have to do it on weekends because that's all I can do. I forgot. How do you? Is there like a color pick? Oh, color picker. Eh. I mean, that was what Jake originally was in. Was in the zombie apocalypse. That's what the first war was. Oh, you want me to do a zombie apocalypse story? Like, how to survive it or something? So I could definitely do that. I'll see what I could do there. Yeah, I could do that.
That one's a looker.
Unnamed. I need to name that. I'll name it Redhead or Sis. Yeah, I think I can come up with something.
Something tells me standard issue isn't gonna cut it. No points for style, but a good-looking weapon.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, my dude. I'm sure a lot of people are excited for that. I like that one. Freddy versus Jason. PPSH. Is this the regular PPSH? Can I take it? I like it though. PPSH. Right. Oh, it doesn't love me. I like that Galaxy. Unnamed. It's really just the same thing. That's pretty fabulous though. When are you gonna start? I mean, I could start thinking of it, but I'm not gonna be able to do it tonight. What is this? I feel like that's just Overwatch, basically. Really lame version. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, I have to stop. It's okay, dude. I can get it. You're excited like crazy. It's understandable. It's like how the first time I did this story. Got way too excited in here. I tell you, everyone really wanted me to do another story, so I decided to continue it. May as well for the fans, my dudes. So, if you guys have suggestions on something you want me to try and make a story of, let me know. One of them could be how Jake even know about the zombie apocalypse and stuff like that. I could do that. No problem.
Make your mark.
Don't worry about it, my dude. I'm willing. Like I said, whoa, that word. It really doesn't hurt me to try. Things I don't do. Oh, I'm telling you, it's alright, dude. It's not the first time. I got my paint job on it and it doesn't even show it. Oh, that's a fun one. Oh boy. 500 kills and I'm at 221 already. I think I only just got that today. That's how much I play this nowadays. Let's see, what's the other one? Calling score streaks. Oh, that one's easy. I might as well get rid of this one. I mean, it's a waste of money anyway. Let me head back to headquarters, I guess. Oh, hey, I'm already here. Where am I? I'm lost. Is this person just waiting? This person was just waiting. I will fight you, good sir. Yo, stop this junk bang's head against the table. Again. I'm telling you, it's really no issue to me, dude. I'm always open to suggestions. I mean, doing this was a pleasure, because I don't actually like writing, so telling them really is my best option as a person who hates to write. So I'm telling you, it's really no issue. Honestly, I'm honored that people actually like this. Because a lot of time people think that trying to write a story is just a complete waste of time. Well, depends what's your creativity level. Person, you got like a chance left. It was a draw. See what the enemy chooses. Ooh. What in the world was that shot? What? I managed to kill him and then we have this gun. Oh, now we got a revolver. Bang's head so loud, cops come to see. That's like me in the morning, trying to wake up. What? Come on! I've had to 1v1 this person twice now. 3 times. Come on, please be a nice pick. Nope, an MP40. Then I've been demolished. Probably should have banned the MP40 first. And my wiener has been shot. Well. I just sit here, I guess. Just sit here and wait. I'm just kidding. Dog sees him. Dog sees. Chews off his. Chews butt off. You just made this so much weirder than it has to be. Oh. I hurt my lip. Oh. I'll actually go to bed here now because I'm tired. Either that or I'll play one more game and it's probably not going to be a good one. Because gun game is still a thing. Prop hunt. I might as well just do squad game. Squad game. Hi, I'm Tim. Yells my butt is gone until forever, until I grows a new one. Got a Gustav cannon. This is gonna end well.
Gun game.
This
Move
game
out
just
and take
started.
position. Hostiles inbound.
I saw that guy. He was once alive. Ah, my wiener. Who should you really be more afraid of, yourself or somebody else? Yourself is always the answer. Or I feel that way, at least. Two years later, same process repeats for about 3 minutes straight. I joined this late and already have 2 kills. 3. Oh my god, it's my god weapon. A combat shotgun. A shotgun that's always in combat. Hey. What was that? This guy jumps and just gets shot midair. Right? Ah! I'm on fire. What's an horse though? Is the thing suppressed? I think it is suppressed. It sounds suppressed. Never give a sniper a rifle, because he will rifle you in the face. Wait, no, it's never give a rifle a sniper, because they are always too violent. A volunteer's tribute. A volunteer's tribute! Oh my god, I've been killed by my own gun. Please don't kill me with my own gun. That was easy. Even easier. There's that, so sometimes I'll see some people. Sometimes I'll see people that use a sniper and just can't get off of it, and they're like, it's impossible! I'm like, no it isn't. I get off it in the next like 3 seconds, and they're just like, what in the world was that? Oh, I missed that shot twice, come on. No, leave me alone! No, this guy meleeed me, and there's a guy behind him. What a butthead. No! If I had one kill, I would have been in 3rd place. Not even one, like 36. Look at this guy. He's got throwing knives right in the booty. Yeah, my back. No tape. Probably I'm gonna go to bed here shortly. Cause I've been streaming here for an hour, almost 2. Holy crap, I've been here for a long time. I'm dead serious. I actually didn't know I was streaming for an entire hour. Done is your fireworks. Shut up out there. My butt is now gone, dude. I'm suing the dogs for stealing my butt. Butts are not for dogs. Dogs are for butts. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm hearing fireworks or a weird sounding gun. But part of that is my headset. But I like took off my headset partially and heard something and it instantly gave me fear. You streamed for almost 2 hours. It's been an hour, 44 minutes, and it's 40 seconds now. You streamed for almost 2 hours. There was a time that I streamed for at least 4 hours, and that was on this same game, but of course in zombies. It took me 4 hours to get to... Well, technically it took me 3 hours from the time that we started to the time that we left. It took me 3 hours to actually get to round 48. And most of that was by myself, and I didn't use Tesla at all, except for like 1 round.
Gun game.
That was it, and then I ran out of ammo and was like, instantly went to, I don't want it. So I didn't use it, I got rid of it as soon as I did. Now I was going to upgrade them, but I didn't care enough, so I tried it without it.
Advance and take position.
Why? Wait, what gun is this? Is this the Orso? Holy crap, I actually don't know what this gun is. Yeah, that was the Orso. Man, I'm just leading the charge. Listen, that's a suppressor. Hey, my first death. Pretty sure that was my first death. If it wasn't my second death. How did I manage to screw that up so bad? It's 10:51 where I live. That's a good time, 10:51. And I get shotgunned in the butt. Oh, I got the burst weapon. And now I got an MG. My 9 lives is in 9 lives in Colorado. Huh. Oh, this is the Japanese? Yeah, this is that Japanese sniper that I heard about. Oh, I see why that's good. It's actually really quiet. Now I need to try and get this headshot. More than likely, because this thing, like I was reading the description of it, it's really not good unless you can actually get a headshot. More than likely to be your best option. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, can I win this? Oh boy, I might actually win this. Why is the sharpshooter stuck up there? I think it's because I got off that thing really fast. Oh, nice. Oh, Carnegie, eh? Hey, a carbon. Carbon.
Hold your last gun, soldier. Make it count.
Wish I had snow. It's not snowing for me. It's just cold. Come on, give me the victory. No, I want to build a snowman. Everyone wants to build a snowman. No. Well, I'm almost done. I just need to be able to kill this one guy at least before someone else does. Yes! Yes, boys! I did it! I won an actual match! Look at this, look at this. I ran up this guy, but look at this. This guy ran in front of me, but didn't know. So I just threw the knife in front of him because I was right behind him. Well, good for me, bro. I won. Sorry, Dragon got to go. Bye. Make sure to make the thing about the story about Jake. Bye. Bye, bro. I'm gonna go to bed as well. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this video here because I'm tired. We actually had our first victory as an entire thing. This is our first victory as a game, but as a gun game. And usually gun games I can't win, ever. I was never able to win a gun game, but somehow, my guy, I'm gonna say, look at this guy. Who won? This guy. I like how that's what it looks like from cinematic view. And then I level up, which means I'm on rank 44. Bye-bye, bro. Alright, guys, so since this is the end of the video, I may as well unlock this because this is something I've been waiting to get. The signal flares. and I've actually been waiting to use them, and I might practice on throwing knife skills later. But anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm actually very tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. And then when I get out of bed, I will come play again, which means I'm gonna be sleeping for about an hour. So now I have army credits, because that was the easiest one I could do. I still gotta get another almost 300 kills, and then that'll be done. And this could be done later, and then this will be done as well, hopefully, by later. Alright. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to bed. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm level 44 now, so I should prestige maybe sometimes tomorrow. I don't know. We'll find out. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. Good night.